Well. I have to say, didn't expect we're going to get this news so soon, but it is here. So, both Superman and Lois Lane have both been casted for Superman Legacy, which is going to be the first film produced under James Gunn and Peter Safran for the new DC universe that they're essentially building. I know that a lot of people, for whatever reason, think that the Flash is a part of the DCU. It isn't. Flash is a bookend for the DCEU, which came before. So it's going to be interesting to see. Not even really interesting to see. This is sink or swim. Either Superman Legacy does absolutely fantastic and opens up a new frontier for DC characters to essentially exist and thrive, or Superman Legacy just absolutely flops and fails, and DC Comics as a live action entertainment brand enters the shadow realm for the rest of its existence and only exists in the form of animated movies and comic books. This is a sink or swim situation, especially due to the fact that uh, Warner Brothers has basically been selling a lot of their catalog recently, which a lot of people are saying it's because they owe money because of all the flops that they've essentially had over the last 10 years. So this has to be a win. The new Superman is going to be David Corenswet, and the new Lois Lane is going to be Rachel Brosnahan. I'm gonna go with Brosnahan. Now, there were a bunch of other people who were up for this. If I can even find, like how you have something and you're like, I'm gonna save this for later because this is going to help me in my discussion on my channel, where I'm like, hey, these were the other people that were up for the role. I've lost that. It's gone. Okay. I don't know. I've never really interacted with either of these actors. I don't think I've. No, I take that back. She's from the Honorable Miss Maisel on Netflix, so I'm familiar with her work. She's great. But for David, never seen him before. I've seen a lot of like his promotion shots where I'm not gonna fake. Dude looks like Clark Kent slash Superman. Like he grew up in the Midwest, so that's probably going to be good. They are currently still in contention for who's going to be playing Lex Luthor. Apparently, it's basically up to the, what are those brothers called? Now I actually have to like pull this up like on the reel. Oh, poor Nicholas Holt. He was hoping. He was praying. The Skarsgård brothers are the two ones that are currently up for the role of Lex Luthor. To be quite honest, I think Bill would be the better choice for a younger Lex Luthor to match the younger version of Superman. I'm really hoping that the direction they choose to go for this film is that him and Superman, especially since they've come out and said that Superman's entering a world where metahumans and other heroes already exist. I'm really hoping that we start off with both of these characters kind of being friends or having each other's back in a sense, calling on a little bit of that Smallville love and action from the past, and something happens that causes Lex to see Superman as just another person with power, metahuman, that really isn't going out of their way to better humankind, and it pushes them down that dark path. I'm hoping that's the direction that we get with this Lex Luthor, but at the exact same time, I'm 100% for multi-billionaire playboy Lex Luthor who believes that he's the apex of humanity, only to discover that there's a being like Superman who really doesn't have to work that hard to garner the love and affection that he's basically had to work his entire life to cultivate. That's going to be interesting if they decide to go in that direction. But there really isn't a lot here to talk about. It's essentially just the news that is currently happening right now, which is we have our Superman and we have our Lois Lane, and James Gunn is going to be working on the first movie in his DCU, which is basically going to be setting the tone for whether or not this universe is going to succeed. So let me know what you think about the choices that were basically made today on both Superman or Lois Lane. Did you go with any of the other two actors? The only actor off the top of my head that I remember is Nicholas Hoult, and that's only because I remember he also went for the Batman. So he is now not only not gotten Batman, not gotten Superman. So the only thing left for him to do is to throw his hat in the ring and try and go for Wonder Woman, in hopes of winning something. Like, oh, actually, now that I think about it, if they decide to reboot Wonder Woman, he'd be a pretty solid Steve Trevor. We'll see. But let me know what you think. Comment down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.